Welcome to episode 353 of Apartment Hacker. This is my Apartment Hacker. It is my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. So, still in the book, Scaling Up Excellence, and we're talking about the difference between a Catholic approach to running a business and scaling it up, or a Buddhist approach to scaling up excellence in your business. And we talked about the Catholic approach, or the more rigid approach, and I use that term in the best of senses, and using that as a method to scale up excellence in your business and the benefits of doing so. And then today we're going to talk about the Buddhist approach, and specifically some things about the multifamily space that you could apply the Buddhist approach as we suggested in the last video. I think it's a blend of these two things where you can get the best outcomes, or are your best chances at leveling up to excellence in your business. And in the Buddhist approach, as I was trying to make application of it in the multifamily space, I thought, if you serve the renter base in America in different geographic areas. So if you have properties in Florida versus properties in Texas versus properties, say, in Minnesota. And during the summer months in Texas, it gets blistering hot, and in Florida, blistering hot. And maybe it makes sense in those settings that your team wears a different attire than someone, say, in Minnesota or in the Pacific Northwest or up in New York or in places like that. So while it still remains, from a Catholic sense or a rigid sense, that those particular uniforms need to be pressed, and they need to appear nice, and the name tag still needs to be presented in the right angle on the front left side of the shirt or the right side of the shirt. You can be flexible in a Buddhist sense, or you can adapt in a Buddhist sense in having shorts versus or a different attire versus a more maybe business type attire. Or if you have different grades of properties that you use to serve the multifamily renter, then maybe in one scenario or one setting, you're wearing suits and ties. In another, you may be khaki pants and a polo. That might be appropriate, just depending on what. But still, pressed, nice, name tag in the right location, polished shoes, and things of that nature. So being adaptive in some of your practices as you're scaling up excellence, you can do that. But some of those fundamental, those baselines, those key points of your business need to be structured in a very disciplined sense. That goes from everything from attire to the way you report, the way you organize, the way you structure your communications. All of those things you use either rigid approaches to, or this Catholic approach, or you use a Buddhist or more amendable or adaptable approach. So in the blend between those two things, the right balance between those two things is what matters most. In the next 3 videos, or maybe the next 1 video, we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can determine what should be rigid and what should be more adaptive. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.